Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the Blades of Ragnarok episode 37, which originally aired live on Twitch. A little reminder of the rules and goals we have for the Blades of Ragnarok, and also a little notice that I've removed the One Big Family mod from this series. That was the mod that controlled the rate of relationships between new characters, so I guess Naz won't have so many relatives he'll have to murder. Let's get started. So, we left off on, a little bit of a cliffhanger. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks that these yaks are going to do me in. They're just yaks, after all. But we're going to have to deal with these yaks. For everybody kicking off the hype train bright and early, thank you so very much. Let's get this underway. So, I do have some goals that I want to work on. Let me turn the music down just a tinge. I do have some goals that I want to work on pretty early on in this stream. One would be significantly redesigning the base. We're long overdue for a significant redesign, and Tusk is already leaving me? Okay, cool. Well, we have 41 yaks off to the west. They are making their yak noises, and I am sort of confined to the base until we deal with said yaks. Now, one of the good things is I can probably update my shelter zone or stay close zone to now include everything over here. This all has been added to the quote-unquote inside of the base, which is really cool because that allows us to graze over here as well. And, that kind of thing. All these horses are in the barn right now. What is their grazing zone anyway? Do I even have a grazing zone? I don't even think I do. So, they're all trained in hauling. Yeah, no, I don't. Why do I have... Oh, pet hauling and wolf hauling. Right. I remember the difference. One is so that they can eat the human meat, and the other is not. Is the door to the kill box open? It is. It is. There is a valid path all the way into the base here. I can close it because we have animals or whatever, and I don't want them tripping on my deadfall traps, but these animals are also not super smart, and they're not going to be able to really find a way to me easily. In other good news, we now have an excess of meat, and with the second farm up and running, we will have an excess of... Well, I shouldn't say an excess, because God knows Freya loves to destroy everything. Crimson Rust and Closed Doors, thanks for the gifted subs and sub. Cheers, everybody. The second to last stream this year. You guys are already so kind. So the question is, do I want to try to lure those enemies to me? I think the best way to do that is to figure out who has the highest move speed. Now, I think it would be Arna, but I am not sure. And why can't I find movement speed? Oh, here it is. No, Modred. But Modred can't do it, so it has to be Arna. You can't really lure yaks with an axe. Yak axing ends up digging you an early grave. Alright, so Arna's on her way. We are fixing just arbitrary stone walls over here with the newest recruit, Wolo, or Wulo. I forget which it is. I probably should have wrote it down, but whatever. And then, the real counter here will be how many times Edith decides to just collapse and demand special treatment or whatever, because it's getting old. It is getting old. Let me go roof up some roof tiles here that has been bothering people on the internet. And these yaks are like blood-seeking yaks. They can kind of smell Arna. And will they path around? Yeah, all right, here they go. They're now... Most, if not all of them, are now pathing to Arna. So that's good. Shield and Hillary, thanks for gifting out subs as well and resubbing. Cheers, all. I've had several complaints. I don't know about how you all feel, but I've had several complaints lately about the sub noises. Personally, I never really was bothered because they're pretty minimal. Hawkblade and Fangface, thanks for the bits. The little sub alert noises, I never really thought that they were intrusive, but I've removed them. I might put them back or figure out an alternative solution at some point. I do find it really interesting that these yaks decide to path not going through this marsh. Brad didn't see my sub. Klein is sad. Oh, I saw you. For 20 months? 20 months? That's a big flex right there. YouTube is dumb. The sound is fine. Yeah. No, it was my alert noises was the little boop boop boop, like blip noises. I can't describe them any better than that because I am not like a lyrebird and I can't mimic those noises, but that's what they were. Oh no, Yaki. Yak attack, come back. Don't make backwards tracks. You have meat that I lack. Turn around, change your tack. I'm gonna make you a yak snack. All right, enough of that. I don't know why these yaks decided. Well, I guess there was no valid path to me, but that makes me sad. Unlimited supplies of meat. Well, on my difficulty setting, most of these would be scurry rotted, so I don't know if that's going to be all that helpful. Raptor Talon, thanks for the gifted sub. Or subs, multiple. And Rucked, and your bits, and Fangface, Hawkblade. Oh man, you guys, too generous. Cheers. People will always find something to complain about. True, but I would like my content to be the most palatable possible. Not to be stepping on people's toes needlessly. I don't know. I always think, oh, maybe I could do a better job. But, these things can be complicated. It does remind me of, in some cases, you'll have situations where, you know, people will be unhappy with whatever. And what you're trying to do is just make the... Like, I'll give you a for instance. When Blizzard rebalances Overwatch, you'll have cases where half of the community hates it and half the community loves it, and then you know you've hit a perfect equilibrium. You know, oh, yeah, I've pissed off the exact right amount of people. Nobody's happy with these changes, so it must be perfectly balanced now. It's an odd thought, but it's honestly a little bit true, I'd say. Sharpie Man, thanks for the resub as well. All right, so we do have yaks, the yak attack coming back from their western track, where I'll lay down the smack, put them on their back. But I'm definitely going to have to recruit some people for that. She ain't going to do it on her own. All right, here we go. Thora and friends. That is what we'll call it. Now, I might need to retreat back into my base at some point, because it's a lot of yaks. But I'm down. It sounds good. So, a little reminder of last episode, or last stream, rather. We decided pretty universally that we were going to have a longhouse. And that Sven... Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sven was going to have his own bedroom. Yes? So that's one of the redesign things that I'm going to set up. That sounds right to you? Perfect, perfect. All right. Come on, you can do it. I love all the crypto weapons. They're just brilliant. Little frozen crypto weapons. Yeah, Sven is right now, I would say, chieftain. He is the oldest, well, not the literal oldest, but the longest member, the only one of the original. And as such, and the fact that he's a psycaster, he gets a little special treatment. Okay, that's not all of them, but it is most. There's a few that are straggling. Edith, I'm gonna have turn around because I don't trust that she won't have a mental break. And then because I don't want to keep my guys restricted forever, I'm gonna go on an active hunt. It's like we're going after the Nodrin again. Are you guys missing in-game sound? I can turn it up. Here you go. Is that a little bit better? It's what's sad is I was doing sound tests and sound checks, and like apparently I screwed it up. So good. Let me know if you want me to turn it up even more. It's still exceedingly quiet? Okay. I think I know how to fix it. It's better now? Alright, I apologize for that. I have my headset is going into a new input. So, let's see. A little louder. Okay, so what's left out here? Animals, or wildlife. Oh yeah, there's still a significant amount of yaks. So I'm gonna finish up the hunt tomorrow when it's you know, when we can. Just ping me if you think it needs adjustment. Okay, we don't have a ton of components, so I do worry about incorporating this geothermal generator now, but what I can do is I can set it up and forbid it, just so that we know where it's going to be set up eventually. Oh, you know what I really should have done? I should have closed this door here. Because right now we're going to be in a situation where... Yeah, right now we're going to be in a situation where they might trip our traps. And I don't really want that. Other sort of low-key goals, I don't know if you guys will agree or not, but other low-key goals that I have for this stream, one of the big ones is to get some egg-laying creatures, to get egg layers so that we can have a source of sweet rolls, because sweet rolls require eggs and honey. We managed to do a lot of honey over here, right? I mean, we have a revolver's worth of apiaries, but it could be improved. Okay, so all of the idle shooters here. Oh man, look at the... For some reason or another, they just really didn't rot. That's kind of fantastic. Okay, we'll go on a counter hunt. Luckily for me, it is below freezing, so it's going to be really easy to counter hunt. I think the true Viking way might be to send Modred, Freya, and Wolo out to axe them too. Wow, you guys pushed the hype train up to 4 already? Thank you. Without the alert noises, it's hard for me to... I'll try to do my best, but Shield, Angel Terra, and Hawkblade, thanks. You are the goats. Greatest of all time, not, you know, bush eaters. Scrub eaters. Okay, most of the yaks seem to be sleeping. So here we go. Time to fight the yaks. Oh, Wolo, you're gonna have to turn around. I'm not risking you a mental break. Freya wastes no time. She's like, oh, axe it. A true barbarian. True Viking. All right, not Naz and Edith. Trying to find some other targets here. These animals are still okay. Yeah, they're still manhunted, so they still want blood. Tangier, cheers. Thanks for the sub, the tier 2 sub at that too. Not too many of you around. Maybe I need to work on my emotes. Not that I think that. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think it's subbing at higher tiers is worth for emotes, but if you want to do it, I should benefit you. All right, so there was the question about a sunblocker and a mech cluster guarding the sunblocker, and Yup joins. Yup is a logger, and I don't actually believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe a logger has a tribal background, so there is not much reason to add them. I'm going to send my shooters home and just have my axemen and women. My axekin. Yes, that's what I'll call them. My axekin. Chop up the rest of these bodies. I realize fully, I just want to make it clear that brawling is not the official, or the efficient way, not the efficient way to clear out manhunted animals, but we're Vikings, and I'm going to make role-playing decisions as much as I'm going to make min-maxed and intelligent ones. Plus, it's just really funny to just run around murdering yaks with your axe. Yak axe to the max. I'll stop rhyming, because I'm sure some of you have burning ears. I am no new-aged rapper, that's for sure. Okay, there's yet another one. And I think that's the last one. Yep. All right, let's schedule everybody to, what is it, avoid, except for Freya and Sven. So a little reminder with that is the avoid zone is a stay away from the corpse stockpile zone, so that the people that don't want to see dead corpses don't have to. Yup's backstory was a logger. I think it's gone, so it's a moot point. Another thing that we might want to do is to go to Orange Zebra's stash of goodies, which gives us a Moliere strike targeter, which is a big bang boom. That is that's the technical term for what that is. The big bang boom. Other projects we were working on is trying to fill in this insect tunnel. We were doing a little bit of mining, and we revealed a giant tunnel complex, and we don't want insects to be able to spawn in them, so, you know, we'll fill that in. Everybody else is unrestricted, and I'm filling in where the... Oh, you're not going to build it? Come on, man. Don't just deliver stones. We're also filling in where the sappers started to dig, because I don't want to offer sappers an easy way to get to me. My animals at this point should be on pet hauling, except for the wolf, which will be on wolf hauling. The difference there is one has access to the corpse stockpile, and one has access to the simple meals. And we are feeding simple meals to the horses. I might change that up and have them eat something else. Or graze. It's also possible to roof off the hay farm and graze it at some point. But given that Freya loves to kill my crops, I don't know. Okay, so we are butchering yaks to the max. Oh, I forget who mentioned this, but there was a YouTube comment about how it would be, given how we live at the art and electric tailor bench, it might make some sense to, you know, provide seating or whatever, you know, whatever. So here's the thought. Here's my thought process about designing a barracks for these Vikings. I think the most beneficial way to do this is to have the barracks exist where there is natural non-stone tiles, so that it doesn't get filthy. Because, and yes, these Vikings do own a flat screen TV. There was actually a YouTube episode called The Allegory of the Cave, and that's a reference to Plato's shadow caves, and how in a cave where they've never been outside, you know, it's sort of two-dimensional, and the shadows on the wall, you know, for someone that only understands the world in 2 dimensions, not realizing that there's like a 3-dimensional world out there. Whatever. You can read about the allegory of the cave. But I did actually, when I bought a mega screen TV, have a whole episode named The Allegory of the Cave in reference to Plato. 'Cause nerd, right? Maybe use the planning tool? Yeah, I could definitely use the planning tool. It's going to look really, really messy. But essentially the idea is I would want a barracks laid out something like this. Like a 20 by 17. Well, obviously there's the geothermal generator, and therein lies the rub. Right? The geothermal generator, like, is smack dab right in exactly where I would want to live. So the thinking I had is to have a really weird sort of hallway open base design, something that you would never see me build normally, that includes all of the other overhead mountain space. Because if you take a look at the map, I have basically filled in all of the overhead mountain area here. Here, let me turn off that overlay. So everywhere that there's overhead mountain except for this tunnel here, I've been isolating in a way. So I'm just going to go for it unless, well, I'll have you vote. How's that? There. Very, very, very simple poll. So the idea is I want to essentially min-max their barracks, but it's going to make this base look super unbelievably strange. And I'm just going to let you vote on that because I don't know if it's going to work. I will fully admit I didn't do the research prior to this episode to see if, like, what I have in mind even works. But one of the things I think is a benefit of a lot of my series is I very rarely make 2 bases the same way. I don't have, like, a formulaic base design. And that's so that things can stay fresh. So, you know, to the extreme, if you look at the base I made for, like, Frost and Fire versus the base... It's a little close of a poll, I better leave it up. Yeah, the base I made for Frost and Fire looks nothing like the base I made for the Wendigos, which looks nothing like the base I made for Philosopher King, so on and so forth. Because there is definitely the idea of, like, the most efficient base. And I could even do a game mechanics video about what I would consider the most efficient base would be. But they're boring because you make them once and then you just replicate them. Like copy, paste, and that's just boring. I'd rather design bases that pay homage to lore and don't look perfect. Look satisfying, but not perfect. I think that there's a really important distinction to make there. We have a visitor from Aberron's clan. Tykeson, son of Tyke. Looks like Wolo needs a helmet. Oh, I think he just likes to show off his tattoos there. Taking a look at his helmet, actually. He is set up as a brawler, and brawlers should be able to use the Guardian helmets. So, yeah, you're right. I do need to make a Guardian helmet. And I will get one crafting up shortly. Not will get that built, or whatever. All right, I'll take the poll down and start redesigning. So I'm going to have to make a lot of people pissed before I have a well-redesigned base. Just to make that clear, we're probably going to have some mental breaks in T-3, 2, 1. Because essentially what I'm going to have to do is destroy everything and then put it all back. Yep, that's what we're doing. And then once I've laid out the sort of layout for this, then I can decide on where the fab bench and workshop and stuff like that will go. So the concept I had here is this area here will be roughly the grow zones. These will be the hydroponics grow zones. I'll probably put the kitchen here, which is well, no, I don't. I might keep the kitchen where it is. I'm not really sure about that. I could also use this space, but then that's pretty far from the dining room. So I'll get there. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I kind of like the sort of, I don't know what I'm doing, let's just go phenomenon that I've got going on. So one thing I might want to do so that I don't break my TV or whatever is to support the center of the room with some pillars, some temporary little wood pillars or something like that. Just so that, you know, the sky doesn't fall and Chicken Little doesn't die. As Exarch is reminding me in chat. Well, we are of similar mind there, Exarch. I did think of that, and we will fix this. So, initially what's going to end up happening is, yeah, tons and tons of people will be pissed. Sammy, thanks for the follow. Ah, that is... Where are you going with that, honey? What? I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? It's because we have so much meat. We are... Whoa, we got a lot of meat. All right, let me suspend the butcher creature, because we're a little over meaty. I do realize that there's some mods that that help with additional planning. I so seldom plan stuff out that I probably wouldn't make use of it. I essentially don't like to add mods that I wouldn't actually use, and those kind of planning mods, I honestly don't think I'd actually use them. All right, I have a lot of granite, so although we're in a sandstone mountain, I'm going to build a granite barracks, and I'm going to be playing on slow. So here we go. Oh my god, this is going to be so weird. We're going to have to uninstall that. I think what I'll do for security's sake is also add in a whole lot of stone doors that can be collapsed and shut so that we can turtle if we must. So if we need to turtle up, we can turtle up at a moment's notice inside the barracks. It will be a lot of doors, but I think there's a measurable benefit to having that sort of security. Oh dear, I don't know where these dining room tables are going to go. I'll put them... Hey, Modred, you know that bedroom that you have? All right, everybody. You are going to be sleeping like sardines in a packed tin can. And yes, that was a bit of a Radiohead reference, for those of you wondering. Yes, this is very close quarters. But it's going to be a very, very strange... Okay, there's the helmet. It's going to be a very strange sort of barracks setup here. I'm just going to start uninstalling everything. Yeah, they're going to be a little close quarters. Just a little. For the near foreseeable future. Here, let me reinstall this. Freya, where was your bed supposed to go? You're supposed to be over here or something? Good night. Yeah, there was a little bit of an excessive yak meat. Oh, you know what? Who can talk to you? 7, 10, 9. Okay, Sven, can you sell Tyson some yak meat? Because I've got a little bit of it. He won't buy it. Cool. But he will buy some stuff. And this guy has, he has some silver. And you will part with it, sir. Good enough. Yeah, Edith has her own room, but that won't be true for very long. She's been a pain in my Edith. All right, looking back to the terrain overlay, or rather the crop overlay. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. And we'll have to put some doors in here as well. It will be full of doors. Full of doors. Real fake doors everywhere. And I know the beds are on the outside right now. They'll eventually be on the inside. It's just, you know, everything is in flux right now. Lots of flux. All right, how are we looking on the map? I know there's a lot of dead yaks, but I don't believe we're putting them anywhere. Yep, just keep going. All right, some of these pillars can now be broken down. We are in fact supporting the roof now. We are going to have a lot of disturbed sleep initially, but my Vikings will get used to it. A pet everyone. Well, only Yoda's in here, so you know the rules. As literally the Channel Point Redemption says, only if they're around the room. I can try calling them though. Give me one sec. All right, I called them in. We'll see. Thora wants food because she was in an unsightly environment. Thora, you were okay. Whatever. Okay, the quest for the legendary grave has expired. Hi, Tusk. Hi. Okay, you're just gonna give me your foot? Fine, whatever. Give me your foot. Do I already have insects spawn in my tunnel? No, not yet. I do plan on chilling the tunnel. Once I'm done with these renovations, I'll hook up air conditioners to keep that tunnel cold enough that it will stop bug spawns. But one thing at a time, right? Can't do everything at once. My mic sounds nice and crisp today. Well, good. Should. Got a new one, so that all should, I don't know, benefit you or something. And I've got even more sort of stream-related, equipment-related improvements to be made soon. I'm excited. I hope it pays off. A posture check? I just fixed my posture. I'm like sitting. I would make like a what do you call the nun teachers? Like those old disciplinarian nuns? I don't know. Never mind. Just ignore me. But I would make some rigid old ladies proud of my posture right now. Probably not. They're never happy by anything. Okay. So, wait, one more. Come on. Mother Superior? Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Okay, so this awkward nonsense of a zone here is our barracks now. I'm going to embed cables in it. And then I'm also going to run cables around the perimeter of our home as well. And this is where we'll live. So the idea here is I don't want to have to keep cleaning up filth at all. It doesn't interest me to have to constantly be tidying up or whatever. So I want to design a base that just doesn't require that. And it would look something like this. And obviously, their sleeping arrangements is... Well, she's pissed off because her husband died, but their sleeping arrangements isn't ideal. But it's just what it is. So we'll start filling the barracks up, and I'll try to space it out initially. But we're going to fill this barracks up with beds. Temp clothing's going to be removed, for better or for worse. Let's give Modred this bed, at least. I'll earmark a few beds. And then, the rest of the area here, I can smooth the surface and just not make a real effort to clean it all that often. So I basically am saying, like, I don't care if it gets dirty, but it will be pretty. If that makes sense. Alright, so let's open up some of these doors. Stone doors take a very long time to open. Okay. We'll leave this cable in, that cable in, because I'm going to want some cables to connect the center to the outside. And then this will change what that is. Okay, looking good. Won't smooth increase wealth? Yeah, it will. Not as much as smooth walls, though. But yeah, I mean, it's true, and that will happen. Leave that as the prison? I could. Yeah, I suppose I could. Hey, Faustopia. Thanks for the resub. And Bear. Cheers, guys. Alright, so it's not quite done yet, the sort of relaying out of this area. And then once we do it, I will install art, I will install dressers, and I'll try to make it comfortable and nice. Because I know it's really not ideal living quarters. It's just what I'm going to build for them. Just checking in to show your support. I appreciate it. All right, so another obviously glaring thing I'm going to need is a proper storage facility. And there's a lot of room for one out here. I just need to go to the effort of actually building it. Bye, Tusk. Okay, we're getting closer to what I had in mind. Now, some obvious issues. There is not really a good place for dining, but it wasn't. I do realize that as Vikings, we would want a grand hall, so I'm planning on turning this into sort of the dining room zone, but of course, this stupid geothermal generator is right in the middle. Where is Sven's bedroom going? Haven't figured that out yet. I probably want it near the crypt. And that means I want to build a crypt to have it near. So that's the sort of idea. We'll give him a crypt to do that with. Because, of course, as our Psycaster, he's gonna need some prayer. Okay, so it is a very impressive barracks. Once your barracks passes a certain threshold of impressiveness, there isn't a mood penalty for the fact that it is a barracks. And that's what we're aiming for. Okay, so Knut needs to move his bed. But for the most part, people have beds in here, and that's good. That is good. So now that we have a barracks set up, oh, Edith, that is the hospital bed. The next step is to put everything, like install lights around the perimeter, just so that we can walk around faster, because of course walking around in the dark is slow. So we'll install lights next, and then what else will we need to do? We'll need to decide where a dining room goes. Because I think I do like this sort of fallback point for the plasteel mini turrets, so that in the case that we do have people that breach our base, they have to go through, you know, a long tunnel of deadfall traps, only to be met with plasteel mini turrets. It is good backup. But one of the things that I'm definitely going to need to invest in is a proper sort of kill box, and I don't have that at all. And then for me to invest in that, one of the issues is I don't have a lot of real estate, because turrets like this, like the big ones especially, you don't really want them built on bridges, because bridges get destroyed. Well, A, some of you can't, and B, bridges get destroyed pretty easily, which would then subsequently take out your turrets, which would be a bad thing. You know, you don't want it to be very, very easy to destroy your base or whatever. All right. So as far as furniture goes, I'll do granite in here as well. And we'll put 2 dressers in just to kick the comfort of these beds up a little bit. Now, another thing is I've been using the fur beds because they prevent hypothermia as a result of their like sort of fur insulation, but they come with a penalty of they're not good to recover on. They're not good compared to regular beds, except for the fact that they prevent hypothermia. So if we are keeping the bedroom heated, which at the moment I am going to slowly want to transition from fur beds over to real beds. I missed a tip or donation. Oh, what the hell? Oh my God. You're right. I did. That is quite the tip there. Holy cow. Well, here, Mr. Anonymous, or Mrs. Anonymous, or whomever, I don't know your pronouns, you're anonymous. This is the dog that you just tipped. He makes apparently more money than I do today. And I'm totally okay with that. Thanks for the heads up, Shield. My goodness, man, that is absurd. Yeah, Yoda. You know what that means, Yoda? He doesn't. I'll pick some treats out for you, buddy. Yeah, you deserve it. I wonder if I can get the rest of my dogs in here. Thanks, Matt, for catching it. Well, thank you. My God. One of the issues I had was, and I was saying this right at the start of the stream, YouTube sort of said, or I had a few comments this week saying like the tip announcements, these sort of alert net sounds were annoying. So literally this stream was the first time I've ever disabled my alert noises, which is exactly why I wouldn't catch sounds like that. But wow. Thanks. Okay, pet hauling, wolf haul. Okay, wolf hauling should definitely not be allowed in here. And let me yodel at my other dogs, see if they'll join me. I had Tusk for a second, but Tusk is long jetted. I think I don't know. I'm a little sad that she doesn't. Oh, here she is. Here she is again. You've never really noticed the noise? You know, I do, like, I listen for it because, you know, hi, Tusk. Yeah, she just wants the pets. Hi. Oh, here comes Echo, too. Echo, come on up. Come on up. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. All right. gotcha. I gotcha. So yeah, these are the puppies. Yeah, Tusk gave me, or Echo gave me a little bit of a bath. And this is Tusk. She will put up with me holding her like this, but she doesn't love it. It's not her favorite thing. Her favorite thing is cuddles, though. She lives for the cuddles. Oops. Woo! Your mouse slipped? Love, 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 rip. Let's hope not. That Canadian panda. Are there many Canadian pandas? Thanks for the follow, by the way. And Lenny. And I have dog hair in my mouth. When you have 3 dogs, 2 that shed a ridiculous amount, you get very used to having dog hair in your mouth. Yo, can you stop eating my stuff? Little trash pandas. Glitch, thanks for the bits for all the dogs. Oh boy. Why? Okay, yeah, we're just hunting those raccoons that have been stealing my food. Arguably, it's sort of my fault. I have enough room inside. Let me just fix this. I have enough room inside my like butchery to store the corpses, but I had at one point an overflow of corpses. So I removed the door or whatever. All right, so here is the barracks. I think the barracks is going to need 2 lights. All the doggo hype. Thanks, Zayla. And cheers. Yeah, I find dog hair in really strange places. It's just a fact of my life. I'm not saying I dislike it. Oh God, I would never change. I mean, I'd rather live in a world of dog hair and still keep my dogs. But, you know, anytime I'm cooking, that's the real challenge. Dog hair kind of floats around, and if I'm cooking, especially when I'm cooking for guests, my wife hates dog hair in her mouth or anywhere. She hates it in her food. I'm a little bit more tolerant. I'm like, oh well, and I just pluck it out. And she's like, oh, it's so gross. It's like, you're right, it is gross. I don't disagree with you there. It's just, you know, there's only so much that can be done about it, I suppose. My tolerance, I have an abnormally high tolerance for it, I suppose. Does the new house have a dog run or fenced in yard? It's mostly fenced in. The fence isn't done though. Like I plan on having it be fenced in fully, but I need part of the driveway they have is like deeply damaged concrete. That a lot of it needs to get torn up and repaired. Like there's holes in my driveway that are like, I don't know. Easily you could twist or break your ankle in. Like it's not just cracked concrete, it's like straight potholes. So I need the concrete fixed before I can fully fence it in. So I actually had fencing contractors here last week to put in some fencing, but it doesn't go all the way around because I need the driveway fixed first. It's been a real headache. The new house has been a real headache. And some of it is just think they just cooked something with honey, maybe fine meals. Oh, I mean, with the amount of honey that I have, I'm actually fine with that. I have such a ridiculous amount of honey. But you're right. With the amount of meat I have, I should not be doing that. So there was actually a reason why I had honey selected for fine meals, and it was because we were facing like a starvation event. And I decided, oh, you know what? I know how to help the starvation. I'll just cook with honey and like focus on bees and being a beekeeper in an apiary or whatever. But yeah, it's because I ran out of veg. But now, obviously, well, I'm still pretty low on veg, but I think we're about to do a huge rice harvest unless I get a blight. Freya, don't blight me. I would be so mad. Apiarist. Concrete seems to break down really fast around here. I mean, if I show you pictures of my driveway, it's not just broken down. It's like I've seen buildings in Pripyat in better condition than my driveway. I had someone at the house looking to replace some windows because I also have fogged and broken sealed windows that you can't see through. It's just all like condensation stuck between the panes. You know, like a fogged up mirror. That's what it looks like. And he like nearly twisted his ankle in my own backyard. It was pretty embarrassing. I mean, he sort of joked like, oh, you know, at least I have workman's comp to cover that. But it's like, oh no. I have one. Oh, you're right. Yep, this is Overhead Mountain. And if Shield could send me infestation swarms, he would have murdered me by now. Good call with that. There's no point in being as completionist as I have been if you screw it up like this and have some sort of gap in coverage. All right, so now that we know where the barracks is going to go, this barracks will support more people if it must, right? There's obviously some space. The next thing is a dining hall. And that's a little bit weirder because I think we're going to have a geothermal generator in the dining hall. I don't know if there's going to be really a good solution to prevent that. So before I really redo the dining hall, I think what I want to do next... So here's a thought. I'm going to have you guys vote on this just because I'm not really sure. Some other design that I might be able to do is I could put my kitchen here, which would make it much, much larger, and then have a door here and have another farm over here. I think this is, yeah, this is mostly farmable. Is there enough? If I had hydroponics, this would be fine. Or, you know, I could find an ideal area to put a farm in. Maybe we'll just, I don't know. No, I don't like that. Okay. Let me retool. Let me rethink. So if I do have another grow light here, that gives me a third farm. Where do I cook? Therein lies, like, the big question. Where do I cook? Because one of the things I like to do in my bases is I like to have a dining room that is actually just one huge long hallway that is accessible in a lot of spots. So yeah. I don't know. A little stumped. I'll just keep mulling it over. What I do know is I'm going to want to send power all around the walls. Oh, that was dead power. Let's switch what is dead power and what's live power. There. Done. Alternatively, I guess... I mean... So really what it comes down to is the 100% soil is fairly precious, and as a result, I want to protect it. Because it's so much cheaper to do it that way than to have hydroponics. So I think the next big project for me would be a crypt for Sven. And a bedroom for Sven, because right now Sven is sleeping in the barracks, and I did say he'd be in the bedroom, but there isn't a lot of room. I mean, arguably, there's just not a lot of room. Now, alternatively, here's a huge alternatively. I could go into the mountain and be truly underground in Overhead Mountain and just chill it to -17 for things like a dining room, right? like, workshops should be temperate. Workshops should be a temperature that is comfortable, but dining rooms don't have to be. Recreation rooms can be very, very, very cold. They could be negative 17°C, and that wouldn't be a problem. So, should I go into the underground or overhead mountain? So I guess this is a pretty significant design choice. So the yes would be that I start mining into the overhead mountain, and for areas like dining rooms and rec rooms that where temperature doesn't really matter. No would be I just deal with the sort of layout I have here and figure out a reasonable solution. And again, the choice is yours, because I'm sort of torn between the two. So the reason why I want my kitchen near my farms is just for transportation, you know, logistics. The thing I'm most concerned about, I would say, is if my guys are all out raiding, and I'm basically trying to design a well-efficient base so that I can be out raiding. If all of my guys are out raiding, I don't want the base upkeep to be all that difficult. So what I'm trying to do now is design a base that's just easy to upkeep. There's no filth buildup in the barracks. Like, this barracks can't ever get dirty. You know, that people don't have to haul things very far, so on and so forth. That kind of design. That's what I'm really aiming for. And yeah, I mean, I could go into the overhead mountain or not. It doesn't. Going into the overhead mountain, there's ways to do it where it's not going to get me hurt or killed, as long as I do it smart. Yeah, I could do a kitchen and mess hall in the mountain. Exactly. You know, there's a lot of things that you can build into a mountain that doesn't really matter. But that's what we're voting on now. This is the should I go into the overhead mountain? And so far, people are saying no. So if that's the case, I'll have to figure out an alternative solution. And that's fine. I'll just rack my brain. I mean, what we could also do is we could utilize all of this space out here too. That wouldn't be impossible. Oh, let me get my hay grass growing, because all I have to do is wall this up a little bit and have a tunnel, a cold tunnel, but have a tunnel between me and like the outside. I don't know. It's tricky design decisions. That is for sure. But what I can say is that nothing is getting manufactured right now as we are trying to decide these things. So, wow, that's a pretty close poll. That is a pretty close poll right there. 33 to 37. So if you haven't voted yet, cast your ballots and I'll close this poll in about 2 minutes. Oh man, it's almost dead tide. I could also, we've got a scattered everywhere mech hive raid. All right, let me get my creatures to the barn. Everybody else to the stay close. Everybody is going to get drafted. We have 2 mechs that are danger close, one south and one east. I wish I didn't dismiss this this alert here. A pet Yoda. I could do that. Right, buddy? You're the only one left. Okay, so this is a Scyther. Come on, Scyther, turn back around. Good shooting. All right, what's down here? Another Scyther going after my power grid. Okay, I'm gonna try to deal with him promptly. Why is this Scyther just... What are you doing? Did you get stunned? Are you broken? All right, it looks like they're all Scythers. Looks like everything is a Scyther. All right, so Naz, not Edith get out to here. And let's fall back a little bit. Okay, so this is one that's at my geo generator. I don't like that. I don't want to have my geo generator break. The trick is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop him in time. Oh, no, he's stopping. Cool. All right, let's fall back. Wolo and Modred, let's go forward. And then the rest of my guys... Oh, I thought I turned Crypto around. I guess I didn't. All right, Scarred. Stop chopping me up. Go after that one. I'll keep an eye on that other one. Okay, good. We broke free of this one. You guys go up to the north wall. Deal with it. All of my bolties get shooting. Well, I guess Naz is not a bolty. Okay, this one's dead. You guys come back west. How many of them are there now? There's 9 more? That's not an insignificant amount of scythers. Okay, that one's dead. Wolo Modred and Freya can go back into the base. And I think the rest of them... Oh, what? One of them landed... God dang it. Talk about bad luck, man. Thank you for watching the Blades of Ragnarok episode 37. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Keep in mind that there are 4 hours yet to air of the stream. If you'd like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has all the information that you'll need. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell, everybody.